Hey, Angela with Hot Mess here. Today I'm going to talk all about tags. So, what are they? How do you use them? How can you use them to optimize your business in ways that you might not have thought of? So, I'm going to start with the very basics and work my way up to some more advanced examples and ideas and ways you can use tags. So, if you're already used to the basics, just bear with me just for a couple of minutes here, and then we'll get to the good stuff. So, the very first thing is, what is a tag and how do you add a tag, right? So basically, Shopify lets you add tags to products and customers. And it's just another way to identify and categorize and label your products or customers, right? And there's different reasons you might want to do that. So we'll get into that in just a second. But first, I'll just show you really quickly how to add a tag, just so you know what we're talking about here. So in Shopify, if you go to your products and you pick any product, and this is just one way to add a tag. I'll show you a couple other ways in just a second. But okay, so we log into this product, log in. Okay. And down here, you're going to find tags. Now, you're going to notice collections and type as well. There are a million different ways to organize your product catalog, and and I'll show you how you can use tags to do this in just a minute too. But there's no right or wrong exactly. It just kind of depends on what you want to automate and what you don't, and just there are several different reasons why you may want to use tags versus just manual collections. And then in terms of type, right, product type, you can only have one type. So you're going to that is going to be a broader way to categorize your items versus tags, where you can, it can be a dress, but you can tag it with a bunch of other things. It can be for a particular season, it could be a particular color, it can be a particular length, and that's the length of the dress and the length of the sleeves, even. So there's so many different ways to categorize. So tags are where you can get more into that nitty gritty. And you're just gonna hit tags. You're gonna add whatever tag, and if it isn't a tag already, it's gonna have alert you to add it. Or if it already was a tag that's used elsewhere, let's see, mustard, then it shows up like this, and you can just add it that way. So either way, so you add the tag, hit save. So that's how you do it on a product. However, just to show you really quickly, that's to go into products one at a time. You can also filter a variety of different ways until or even like you could find all dresses, for example, and you want to tag all dresses. You can select all or select, a handful, and then more actions and add tags. Then there's also the bulk editor, which again, if you added multiple, you could hit edit products, and then you can add the column to see tags, and you can actually remove or add them right here. So there's several different ways to go about that. There's also an app that I'll go over at the very end. I'm going to go over a few apps that have to do with tags. There's an app that can automate tagging based on, a ton of different things. So that way you don't necessarily have to tag everything. That app will do it for you. So you just have to set up certain rules, right? So that the app knows when you want to tag something a certain way. Okay, so then the next thing is your customers. So again, in your dashboard, you're just going to go to customers, and same thing. It works the exact same way in terms of adding a tag. So that is how you add your tags, right? Now, next, so one of the first and most common ways that we, utilize tags with our clients is through collection sorting. So there's, again, tons of different ways you can set up your collections, not necessarily a right or wrong. And oftentimes you don't know what you need until you really dig in with your business, right? Like if you're newer, you may not know what's going to work best for you. So, I mean, go one way and when you're ready to revamp, that's when you can sit down and think, what are my pain points around this? And, then come up with a better process. But anyway, when you create a collection, first of all, it's a manual or automated. If you want to use tags for your collection, you have to choose automated. And unfortunately, you cannot switch from manual to automated or automated to manual. So if you already have all manual collections, you cannot use tags for your collections, but you could, create all new collections if you wanted to. So anyway, you hit automated, and then here you can add a rule. So you're going to say, for this collection, I only want products that are tagged with summer. You want to do a summer collection. Perfect. But what if you want to do a summer dresses collection? Then you want to say product tag is equal to dresses. So in this case, you want the items in this collection to meet both of these conditions, right? So it's only going to show in this collection if it's tagged with summer and it's tagged with dresses. Versus any, there might be some times that you want to use this. Say that you want to do a summer and spring collection for some reason. You want it to show whether it's tagged with summer or spring. Now you want to say any condition, and it's either or. There are other ways to think about this. It's just kind of like a little bit mathy. You kind of have to work your way backwards. Like, okay, what do I want to show in this collection? And what do I not? Sometimes think about it that way. So for example, if you want to show say that you sell women's, men's, and children items, and you want to have a collection that shows jeans, so you can say product tag is equal to jeans, or even product title contains jeans, either way, but you only want this one to be women's jeans. So then you also want to add a product tag is equal to women's, right? So then it will not show children's or men's. But again, you want to then click this back to all conditions. So anyway, again, tons of different ways to manage your products. We could talk about that alone for hours, but let's move on to the next thing here. Which is, let me just make sure I'm not missing anything on my list here. Oh, I did want to mention really briefly, something else cool about the product tags is you can add common misspellings of either that product or that special occasion or season that it might be used for, or even a misspelling of the brand name if people are searching for the brand itself. You can add those misspellings as tags, and it will help when they search on your actual website. If they misspell when they search, it'll pull up those items because you had tagged it as such. So that's another cool way to use tags. Okay, so the other thing is from your products page. Let's go back to products here. You can obviously use tags to filter your products here. So you may say you want to only look at items tagged with summer, to see what your inventory levels are like, that kind of thing. Or a lot of wholesale clients or friends or followers use a date as a tag, and that indicates a launch date, right? And that can help them organize, as well as like if they're using Sync Logic and selling to hundreds of boutique owners, the boutique owners can use that date as well to organize, okay, these items are going to be launched this day, and they can do their thing to prep on their side, right? Okay. So that's how you can use it within Shopify. Now you can also, which I'll touch again on in the end, use an app like Delirious Profit, for example, to run different reports. But I'll go over that soon. Now, the other thing is with a bit of coding, which of course we can do here at Hot Mess, or if you have a favorite preferred web dev, you can work with pretty much any coding developer using tags to do a variety of things. So let me show you a few things that you can do. So one is we had a client, love this client, by the way, super sweet. Well, all of our clients are. So let me just reel that back. Every client that I'm mentioning today, actually, specifically, they're very sweet. All three. But anyway, um, okay, so this client sells some things that she can't sell to just anybody, and they have to have disclaimers, right? So using tags, so she tags every product. So there's this disclaimer. She tags every product that needs this disclaimer, and this disclaimer shows up on all of those products and not on any other products that don't need this disclaimer. So that's one way that you can use a tag. Um, Another way is this client, oh man, I got to meet these guys at their farm and it was amazing, I will say, back when I lived in Arizona. So now I don't know where I live, right? I'm in Malaysia currently, but anyways. All right. So, okay, on their farm, they allow some things for pickup and some things they can actually ship. Some things aren't suitable for shipping, right? So, just to make things a little easier for their customer, we added that if an item is tagged a certain way, then it'll show this little note here, only available for pickup. That way, without going into the product, someone can easily see, especially if they're not local, they can easily see, oh, I can't order that one. That's only available for pickup, right? But this little note could be anything. So I had another client who wanted to do like a mix and match of oh gosh, what was it? It was like some sort of a cleaning product, and which is irrelevant, but anyway, um it was a mix and match of, buy three save XYZ, or buy three four. So this little note could actually say mix and match, buy any three four da 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 da. So again, the customer, without having to go into the page, knows, oh, these are the ones I can mix and match, right? A good way to get them to add more to their cart, kind of thing. But yeah, there's a variety of other ways that you can use that call out feature. So again, it would be based on a tag, but it does require a bit of coding. The other thing is, which this client isn't using, but I just thought of this, is you can also change what this add to cart button actually says. So if an item is tagged pre-order, this could actually say pre-order. On our website, we have our apparel and um, oh, I guess, let me see. Did we do it? We must not have updated our latest version of the theme. Anyway, for apparel specifically, I used to just have it said like it just said like add this tea, buy this tea. I don't know, something sassy, you know me. But anyway, it could be, that simple. It could be something fun for a certain type of product. It could be um pre-order, what have you. All right. So another example, right, is anybody who sells wholesale, either wholesale only, or maybe they sell wholesale and retail on their website. There's a ton of things that we can do. So first of all, we can hide like everything on your page, and people have to be logged in order to see pretty much anything. I mean, they could see the menu, or they could see a whole different menu. Like this menu here, if we were to log in, we would actually see a different menu, slightly different menu based on the user. Um, and then here so her products are not hidden, right? Because this is a dropship company. She wants people to be able to see what the sorts of things that she offers. She just doesn't want them to see the pricing or be able to actually buy it. And obviously she doesn't want anybody, that's retail running into her site and seeing that pricing either. So we have it sign up for wholesale pricing unless they are logged in and tagged with wholesale. And so that's based on tags. The other way to use so you can hide pricing, and then when you go into a product, you can hide the entire description and all of the add to cart buttons. So unless you're logged in and tagged wholesale, you won't be able to see, any of those details. The other way that we're using tags for her is for this client is these launch dates. So we actually were able to code in these launch dates based on tag so that when her customers are browsing, they're able to see exactly when this item is going to launch or when it launched. So that's a useful, another useful, cool way to use tags. Okay. So let's see here. So those things like that require that bit of coding. But you can always reach out to us, support at hotmesshustle.com, and we can figure out with you, like, likely if you have some sort of a pain point in your business, either through an app, tagging, coding, or another integration like Zapier automations, I mean, we can find a solution for you. And a lot of times tags are involved, a lot of times. The other thing that I wanted to go over today was the different apps that you may want to use in conjunction with tagging to make your life easier, because um, tagging is one thing and it unlocks a whole bunch of different things that you can do, right? But with apps, you're then able to automate things even further. And listen, I am all about automation. Like, I am automate everything that you can so that you can really focus on those few things that you cannot automate. Because of course there's things that you cannot automate. You simply can't, for quality purposes or whatever the case may be. So, okay, that's a whole nother tangent too for another day. But, okay, so the apps. One of them is called Delirious Profit. This one will allow you to, there are a lot of cool reports that you can run in Shopify without Delirious Profit, but not really utilizing tags, right? So with this app, you can actually run reports based on tag. So you can, by tag, see how many items you have of a particular tag, how much actual inventory level, potential profit, all kinds of things that you can create reports around based on tag. And I promise you, it's pretty easy to use as well. So this is one app that I recommend. And then we have automated tag. Let's see. I actually always forget what this one is called. There's a couple that work in different ways, but easy tagging is probably the one that we use the most. Let's see. Auto tags. So, play around with it, depends on what you're wanting it to do, but it can do something like, for example, it can automatically tag an item with whatever the product title is, with whatever the brand is, with whatever the colors are. It can, uh, I don't know why, like all of a sudden I feel on the spot. um, it can tag, um, so product title, the sizes. So any variants basically it can pull in as the tag. And there's just lots of other cool, automated ways to tag things to make your life easier. And then there's also automated shipping profiles. And this is how you can actually use tags in order to set up special shipping profiles. So if you go into Shopify, well, let me find the app real quick first. So automated shipping profiles here. So you'd be able to go into this app and set up, you're going to say, hey, whenever something is tagged with pickup, don't charge shipping. Or, I mean, that probably wouldn't really make sense in the real world. But, if an item is, over X amount of pounds, because it's tagged da da da, then this is going to have like a heavy shipping rate and it's going to be added to that shipping profile. Because otherwise, normally you have to go to your shipping profiles and manually add each product that you want. So this just does it based on tag. Then you could technically combine this with the automated tags, depending on what it's for, or you just have to tag your items. So yeah, it just kind of depends on how you want to go about it. But yeah, so those are a few of the apps that I recommend. Again, it really just depends on your specific, needs in terms of, and you don't know your needs most of the time until the challenge comes up, right? And as business owners, when we feel a pain point, we don't want to just ignore it. I know it's hard sometimes because we're so busy. But even if you can't deal with it right now, jot it on a list to deal with at a later time, right? And then, come to us. We have a lot of clients that will just say, I'm having issues with XYZ. And then, it's just time to sit down with them and go over like, what are all of your pain points right now that have anything to do with your website? And let's see which ones we can fix. And again, a lot of times we're able to utilize tags and automations in order to make whatever pain point they're having either disappear or just easier to handle, basically. So yeah, that is everything that I wanted to go over about tags with you today. But you are always more than welcome to browse our own website for more tips, hotmessblog.com. If you know you need our help and you want to chat about it first, hotmesscall.com, and you can set up a free quick call, or you can just shoot us an email, or even Facebook us. We're very accessible, whatever is easier for you. And then I think there was one more thing I was going to say. Let's see here. Oh, we do offer screen share sessions as well, paid screen share sessions. So you can book as little as half an hour, or, usually people book about an hour, and we can literally just go through your pain points one by one, and we can do as much as we can on the call, and then could always quote for anything remaining after that, if there is anything left, kind of thing. So that's always an option too. But anyway, we're here to help, and check out the rest of our tips on the guide. And yeah, thank you for being a hubby and watching my tagging video. Okay. Have a good one.